Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Hardworking Happy Hour. I'm Sean.
And I'm Catherine. And as always, we will be singing jaunty little tunes in our intro of our podcast. And also talking about trades and entrepreneurship and turning your creativity into a passion career.
Yeah, like I had a split-second moment just as I was, going to do the intro, and then I was like, we should, it's a new year, we should have intro music.
Yeah.
Didn't have enough time in those short milliseconds to curate something produced, so I just did that little ditty and...
Love it. Came out great.
Appreciate that. I do. But maybe we should this year, do a little, get a little theme music.
You know what? I know a musician who could probably do that for us.
Who is it?
You.
What? But we need vocals. Do you know a singer?
I can handle that part.
Whoa!
I think we have a real drum, guitar, vocalist situation on our hands.
That sounds awesome.
All right.
We should do that.
Okay.
All right, cool. All right, well, glad we got that settled. What do we got going on this week?
I don't even know.
You don't even know?
No.
Well, that's not good.
It was like a short week, but like a really busy week, it felt like.
No. I was talking about, what are we going to talk about this week?
The building. No,
what is happening with your brain right now? We are going to be talking about what makes you different.
There you go.
It's something that I feel like we've touched on it in a lot of episodes when we talk about branding, when we talk about marketing, when we talk about selling yourself to your future clients. We talk about figure out the thing that makes you different and then leverage that in your messaging, in your storytelling, through your content, through your website, whatever it is. But we haven't really talked a lot about what are the things that can make you different? Like, how do you carve out a little niche, something that differentiates you and your business versus the sea of competitors?
True.
So I think it's something that we can dive into.
I love it.
As you're swimming around the sea of competitors, dive through it.
Dive through them.
Dive through them and go deep. That's what we're going to talk about.
Okay.
What did you think I was talking about? Oh, just the week in general.
I thought you were just like getting riffy and just wanted to talk about the week.
Oh, you think I was riffing right off the rip?
I thought so.
A little off the rip ripping.
Yeah.
Okay. How was your week? Let's get into that.
It was a short week and it was busy. Was it a short week? This week was short.
What is going on with your brain? Catherine?
I feel like I'm just losing it today.
Get it together.
We had off on Monday.
We had off on Monday.
It was a short week because of New Year's.
Because of New Year's. Yeah, the observed holiday.
Yeah, so I guess it just compressed the week and made everything feel busy. But
yeah,
we had a couple of rain situations, a couple of dingo situations. So there's a lot of problem solving.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was busy. How was your week?
My week, I work at the same place as you, so I had a lot of
that happening.
Yeah, a lot of that stuff applied. But I do feel like we got so much done. We're still being so productive, and I think we've made a lot of changes with some of the things that we're doing. Like we've talked about the morning meeting. We've talked about a lot of just little changes that we're trying to make to be more efficient. And I think one thing that we haven't really touched on that we usually try to do, but I feel like we're trying to be even more thoughtful about it, is like finishing one thing before we move to the next thing. And I think that's probably because Ant he's always kind of been the lead on site, but now that it's like more formalized and he's kind of like running the morning meeting, setting the objectives of what we're going to do and all that kind of stuff, we're kind of tackling things a little bit more strategically, where like our goal for Monday, we just talked about before we left, was Monday. At the end of the day, we want to have everything from the deck surface down completely done.
Yeah.
So all of our trim up, all of our treads done, all of the plugs installed, like have that completely done, check it off of our list, and then we can move on. Because I think that it just feels better as you're going through it, that you're like completing one thing.
Yeah.
And it's out of your head. It's done, checked off the list. And I think it's really, really, really going to help. You know when? When do you think?
At the end, when there's a whole bunch
of
loose
job.
stuff that we have to finish up?
You know, we've talked about on many occasions how I always seem to get real stressed out at the end of a job.
You are known to do that. That might help that.
Yeah, I think it might help that. So, I'm excited.
I'm excited too. And I think I've been loving our morning meetings, but I think that has also led to some afternoon before we go home meetings, which we chat about what's going to happen. So if we need to get stuff, whoever can get that before work, I feel like that's really, between those two meetings, we're
It's a whole we're humming on
world. Humming with efficiency. It's great.
What song is that? That's from
Aladdin.
Aladdin, yeah. Love
They're
that.
on the magic carpet.
They're on the magic carpet. We're on the magic carpet of life right now, I feel like. I feel like these little things that we've implemented lately have made a big impact.
Yeah.
Small changes, big impact. Yeah. Remember?
Our book.
TM, trademark. Don't steal it, anybody, because we're going to write that book.
Yep.
It's going to be a lot of recycling of like other stuff that you see in other books, but it's going to be packaged nicely and it's going to be pretty good. So I think that's great.
I agree. I think it's great.
And
it's a great way to start the new year.
It is a great way to start the new year. And how do you think things are looking for this year? If you had to pick a direction.
Only up.
Only up. Love that.
We were just talking about how excited we are for this new year and how everything's just looking so shiny and new and up.
So
and
great.
It's been like such a nice feeling.
It is a nice feeling. It's a great feeling to have hope for the future. You know, because otherwise it's pretty sad.
Yeah.
Okay. Speaking of the new year.
Yep.
Last week.
We
talked about setting goals for the new year. Let's do a quick little goal check-in because, you know, it can be easy to fall off your goals like right away.
Yeah. So speaking of that, where are you at with the Pilates?
Okay. First off, in my defense, I didn't totally know what Pilates was. Okay. I thought I had an idea of what it was in my head. I go New Year's Day, go to YouTube in the basement.
Yeah.
First off, a little bit of a low ceiling situation. So a couple of moves right off the rip, I felt like it was jazzercise kind of style. And like the moves were like really weird and complex. And like, it just, I was like, this isn't what I thought it was. I don't
feel like
this.
That's not what it is. I feel like you took some sort of Fugazi class.
I don't know.
I feel like you did. And I've told you several times, you got to try the Peloton ones. You need to try those. And give it another shot. You need to give it another shot.
I'll give it another shot.
Before you commit to quitting it, I need you to give it another shot. One more shot. A Peloton class, Pilates.
Okay. But just also in my defense, my big physical challenge of the year is 50 miles a month.
Right.
So, you know, the Pilates was just going to be on top of that.
Right.
But my main thing is the 50.
It's what are we? We're currently 6 days in. How many miles you got?
Well, I want my theory on this and my strategy was to do it in like nice whole numbers. So it's easy to know where I'm at and know how many more I have to do. So right now I am at a nice clean even 0. I'm at 0 right now, but did you like that? Yeah.
Didn't know where you're going with that. Love that, yeah.
So, but I did a New Year's Day Costco run. Yeah. And man, they really have it. They have it figured out because they have all this workout stuff set up right in the center next to the clothes. And I always hit the clothes section first because they always have some nice finds. Yeah. And then I see those adjustable Bowflex weights.
Yeah.
And I was like, I should probably get these.
They're going to help you get in shape for sure.
Exactly. So you know what I did?
Threw them in the cart.
And so yeah, I've been using those.
Oh, good.
And I've been eating super good.
Yeah.
You see my lunches I've been packing?
Yeah.
Also, everything is from Costco. Love Costco. We need a sponsorship.
We should reach out because we both do really love Costco. Do you want to tell the people about your bland lunch theory?
Yeah, I think if you stop seeking enjoyment out of food, then you just like stop. You think about it in a different way. Yeah. And especially like when you're at work and you have food to eat, it's really easy to just eat that food, even if it doesn't taste that great.
Yeah.
Because, like, there's nothing else. You didn't bring anything else. And at that point, you're like, I don't feel like running to the store to get something else. It's like, I have this here. So I've been eating plain chicken out of these pre-cooked little individual wrap packs that I got at Costco. And it's working out great.
Yeah.
It's working out really good. And I'm doing a lot of string cheese. I'm doing a lot of protein shakes. I'm doing a lot of apples.
Yeah.
So that's like the 4 food groups, I think.
I think you got it covered, yeah.
So,
yeah, I think that's honestly a great theory because I also have been having a bland lunch situation. I eat the same thing every day. And, like, yesterday when we were pushing all that stone around and, like, I didn't eat breakfast or anything. In the morning, I was feeling a little sluggish. I had my boring lunch, but it was a very healthy boring lunch.
Yeah.
In the afternoon, I was rip-roaring ready to go.
Yeah. You know what I feel like it helps with?
What?
The nice, like, clean, healthy lunch. That afternoon brain fog.
Yeah. You don't feel tired. You don't need that nap.
You either don't feel tired and feel really sharp, or you feel like so tired because you're like, oh my god, I need like some sugar, I need a cookie. Anyway, and We didn't even get into.
Oh my goodness!
We didn't even get into our drinks. And what do I have here? I wanted to go with just a regular old beer.
It's a good beer day. I like it.
I wanted just regular old beer because we haven't had that in a while. And I got some Modelo. You know why?
Why? What was your thought process?
It's got this shiny tinfoil on top, and I just
fancy.
love that. I love that.
It does.
It always draws my eye. I was looking for Coors Original, the banquet beer.
Okay.
But I didn't want to drink it out of the cans. I feel like if you're going to drink Coors Original, you got to have it out of those little pony bottles. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the teeny bottles. Yeah,
exactly. So, once again, we don't have a bottle opener, so Catherine is currently trying to pry it open with some pliers. If you are not watching this video.
Got one.
Oh, sweet. Thank you. Appreciate it.
You are welcome. You got to go upside down with the pliers. That's what I've learned through this.
Wow, that's great. And the beer's good, too. But
yeah.
That's a good. Oh, wow. Good job. You're really progressing fast. All right. Hey, cheers.
Oh, sorry.
Cheers. To the new year and the new premiere, Outdoor Living.
Yeah. Oh, Catherine, how are you doing on your goals? I'm actually nailing all of them, and I've done exactly what I said I was going to do, so just wanted to put that out there.
Okay. Way to get all braggadocious on us.
Yeah, well, I had to.
Yeah, you got that goal journal, which I like the idea of. Don't think that would work out too good. It's too complicated. There's too many things to write, but it looks like it's working out good for you.
It is.
You enjoying it?
I am. Yeah. I'm really enjoying it.
Should we give also people an update on? I feel like we need to reiterate how good that Microsoft To Do app is.
Oh yeah. That really is killing it.
I'm loving it.
It's super helpful, and it's like
I'm loving it. Yeah.
It's funny because I had envisioned in my brain like exactly the to-do list that I wanted, and then that to-do list is like pretty much exactly.
Yeah.
That felt like just like a natural like, here you go.
Like here's the thing that you thought didn't exist, but like it's right here. And it also got me thinking, we should get sponsored by Costco, McDonald's, and Microsoft. We'd be so rich. Let's sell our souls to corporate America.
Okay.
Just an idea.
How are you going to hawk McDonald's? You don't eat that food.
Yeah, but I just said I'm loving it. Subconsciously, like I wasn't even thinking about it. And I was like, I'm loving it. And then I was like, McDonald's, Big Mac, quarter pounder with cheese. Love it. You know?
Yeah, now we're just sounding like we are sponsored by McDonald's.
Yeah. We're not.
Yet.
Yeah.
Call us McDonald's.
Yeah, call us Ronald. All right, so should we get into the meat and potatoes of this?
Sure. Yeah.
The episode here, talking about what makes you different, because like I said, we talk about branding a lot, we talk about marketing a lot. I think that's probably one of our strong suits.
Yeah,
I think that's one of the things that we do. I think we have a little bit of experience to offer people, some insight, and
sure.
It's like one of my go-to things to say to people when they say, how do I get started marketing my company? How do I start getting better clients? How do I start creating content? All of these things. And a lot of those questions come back to figure out what makes you different and then find a way to tell that story. Mm-hmm. I think that is like the core of marketing and branding right there. You have to figure out something that's a little different about what you provide, whether it's the product or it's the way that product is served to you. It's the way the service is performed. Whatever it is, you need to figure out that thing and then tell that story, because otherwise you can just be, what do they say, turn in your wheels?
Spinning your wheels.
Spinning your wheels. I knew there was something there. Otherwise, you can just be spinning your wheels, putting a lot of effort into creating content or spending money on marketing or building out websites. Mm-hmm. And if you don't have like that one thing figured out initially, it's hard to have a concise plan of attack.
Yeah.
You have to look at this like it's war. You have to.
It's psychological warfare.
Everything in life is, first and foremost. So I think that's just a really valuable conversation that we can get into, because I was talking about it with some people today about that same thing, and then it kind of sparked in my head. I've said this a lot. I've talked about this a lot. We've talked about it on the podcast, but we really haven't dove into like what does that mean?
Yeah.
What makes you different? Like it's easy to say, figure out what makes you different and leverage that, but I think that can be a really tough process for people that are just getting started and feel like they're just getting their legs underneath them with this business thing. Like, they don't feel like they have something super unique and super different. So I think it would really be helpful to our audience to just spend some time kind of reflecting on what are some of those ways that you can differentiate yourself.
Yeah.
And a lot of times you're already doing something that's different and is going to really appeal to a certain type of client.
Yeah.
You just need to figure out what that thing is. What does that potential client look like? And how do I get my message to them so they hire me? Give me the money, please. I give you this nice service.
Yeah. I think you wrapped it up pretty nice like that.
Yeah.
All right. So, Sean.
Yeah.
What makes you different?
Where
did you...
Business or personal?
Both, I guess.
Okay. Well...
How did little baby Sean decide what his different thing was going to be?
Are we talking like are we talking Todd, like we talking baby brain here?
Yeah, how did you figure out your entire life? No, it's about like young Sean when you were like carving your path. Where did you know?
Are we talking about in business or are we talking about like, just trying to find out who I am as a person in my young teens? What are we talking here? How far back
I feel like it's well, maybe we should start with maybe you don't need to go back to your teenage years.
Okay.
I feel like you're really figuring it out a lot of things in your teenage years. Let's not dive into that.
Yeah.
But I think you need to figure out who you are as a person before you can figure out like the story you want to tell with your business.
Yeah.
Like that kind of leads into it, I would say.
That's true. I wasn't even thinking about that. Like kind of basing your business around the things that make you different.
Yeah.
And that is something that I definitely did. I kind of identified a few things that I thought were my strong suits. And I think it's worth saying this is after I'd started a business that was based around a lot of things I wasn't good at, cutting lawns and all that kind of stuff. It depended a lot on organization and scheduling and, billing out people at a certain time of the month and making sure that they all paid you and, all that stuff.
Right.
So it was after that I realized, hey, I'm not really good at a lot of these things that it's going to take to succeed. So I kind of dove into what are the things I'm good at. I'm creative. I'm good at thinking about things in a little bit of a unique way where I can, maybe do some unconventional things to get to where I want to go.
Right.
And that was kind of the start. That was kind of the start of the business was let me build around these strong suits. And the number one thing was I want to be able to be creative and build unique spaces. And that was the idea right there. Like that was the one thing that I knew I wanted to build the business around. So a lot of people ask, like, how did you find these clients? How did you get to the point where, you could just be doing unique, cool, creative projects within 2 years of starting your business? Because, people say, like, I don't get those opportunities. People aren't asking me for these things. Mm-hmm. And I think the best thing for me was I had that vision in mind from the very beginning. Like, I started with what I wanted to be different about the business. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Did that make sense?
Yeah, it did.
You picking up what I'm laying down?
I am. Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like a lot of people, when you look at like the service that we provide, you could think that like the person who designed this beautiful, luxurious, well-designed, well-thought-out plan could have like their personality could be very buttoned up. They drive some sort of Ford Raptor and never get their hands dirty. And like, that's kind of the person that runs that kind of business.
It's a very specific picture you're painting.
I'm trying to,
down to the car and everything. Okay.
Well, I'm just saying, like, I think that like when young people think about like the business that they want to create, they think they have to be this certain person. Like, I want to run this business. I'm going to present myself as this luxury driven person. So I have to be that person.
Yeah.
But you can only fake that for so long if that's not who you really are. Like, you are not a luxury-driven person. You are
I'm a hillbilly at heart, I guess.
You're not a hillbilly, but like, I don't think that you're striving to drive a $200,000 Ford Raptor.
You don't know anything about me.
That never gets dirty. I think that's just a different kind of person. So
yeah.
If like you're striving to be somebody you're not going to be, you can only do that for so long because eventually...
House of Cards. Crumbles down.
It's going to crumble. Like you can only be somebody else for so long. So I think that it's important to really identify like who you are. And I think like this business, you're very self-aware and you've created this business around that. You've like leaned into your own personality.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
No, didn't make any sense at all. Complete gibberish. No, it made a lot of sense. I think that's another important way to look at it is make sure that you're being authentically yourself.
Yeah.
Because I see a lot of people that, especially are just getting started, they have this like kind of disconnect between how they present themselves either online through content or on their website or marketing, whatever that is. They present, like they think that they need to present themselves in that way,
right,
that they are like, and I think it comes from like an insecurity kind of place. And I was the same way when I started. It was like, you're just getting started. There's so much that you don't know, and you're scared for anybody to find out. Like, you're like, I don't want anyone to find out that I'm not super confident in every single thing that I do, and I have a lot to learn. So I think a lot of people start at that point where they're just kind of faking it, and they don't want anyone to find out that like that they don't know everything.
Right.
So I think it takes a certain level of comfort to get to a point where you're confident enough in your own skills and your own business that then you can kind of like step back from that, and you can be like, yeah, I don't know everything. And now I'm completely comfortable saying to everybody like, yeah, I'm not sure. Whereas when I first started and somebody came to me with an idea, I'd be like, oh yeah, we've done that before. No problem. Like totally know how to do that. Now all the time I'm like, yeah, no, we've never done that before, but yeah, of course we can do it. Yeah, we'll figure it out. No problem at all. Yeah. So I think a lot of people think they need to present themselves in that certain way, and they want to present their business as this very buttoned up professional kind of thing. And I also see a lot of like owner operators, somebody that's going to be in the field. A lot of times they've run their marketing like they're trying to appear to be a bigger business. You know, they're trying to look like very professional. They want to make it seem like they maybe have multiple crews and they're doing a lot of projects. And I think that is just not the way to go about it. I think you're missing out on a really, really key selling point to a lot of people. Like a lot of people would prefer the experience of a very like person-to-person interaction with the person that comes out and sells, to design, to build, is the same person, and they have that same point of contact. A lot of people would pay more for that type of service rather than going with a big established company where you're getting a crew of subs. Like the salesperson isn't the person that's going to be at your house doing the work. So I think a lot of people are missing out on huge opportunities by pretending to be something that they're not.
Yeah.
Did that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Authenticity. People should strive for always being authentic.
Yeah. You think?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
I would say so.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it just really depends on who your clientele is, because I think that maybe there are some people who see those like really buttoned up crews and that appears to them. But for us, at least, that's not who our clientele is. Our clientele wants you. They want like... Yeah. They talked to you. They followed you. They want you. They like... When we're there, we're like... We become friends with all their kids and their pets, and like it's just like a whole different experience that we offer. So that's always how we present ourselves. Yeah. So
I think, and I also get people that, you know, are asking me about things like stories on Instagram or just types of content that they're making, and like they don't want to show a whole bunch of stuff behind the scenes because like they're worried that a potential client is going to see that and see it in a certain way, and it might not be the most professional, you know, thing that they're doing. It might be a joke, or it's just like something kind of silly. Yeah. And they want to always present themselves as this very buttoned up professional contractor. And I've always gone the complete opposite way, because especially, I won't say like in the very beginning I did, because again, I was like insecure in my own abilities and business in general. Figuring it out. So, but then once I was comfortable with it and I kind of was confident enough in what we provided, then it was like, I need to just be authentic, because if we present this version of ourselves online through social media and through our website where it appears that we are like super uber professional and we are all buttoned up and we have this like, you know, just very professional appearance and all that kind of stuff, when we get to site and start building, like there's going to be a huge disconnect. They're going to be like, You guys are like joking around.
Yeah.
You
Who are these people?
goofing off half the time. Like, what is going on? So we want to present that in all of our marketing. Like, we want people to know that, yeah, we're not super serious all the time. I mean, we take the work serious, but we like to have fun. We're going to be joking around. We're not going to be in uniforms. Everyone's just going to be wearing whatever. All of that. And the clients that see that and end up hiring us, they love that part of it. Like, it's a fun experience for us to be there, I think.
Yeah.
And that's authentic.
Yeah.
You know? There are a lot of companies that are buttoned up, that have uniforms, that are just like a very, kind of like sterile service. And some people want that. Some people do want just a very professional experience from start to finish. They don't care about the personal aspect of it. Like, they just want this job done. They want it done well, and they want just a very straightforward
in and out transaction.
So if you are that type of company, that's great. Market that.
Yeah, market that. That's your thing.
Yeah.
There's your thing. That's what makes you different.
That's what makes you different.
Yeah. I think especially in the trades, I guess not all of them, but most of them are like residential too. So you're not only like dealing with these people, you're providing them their service, like you're in their house. You're dealing with them in their house. So creating some sort of personal relationship makes people feel more comfortable. There are some people that want that like they don't want chit chat, they don't want banter, they want that sterile interaction.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people would rather feel comfortable with the people who are coming in and out of their homes. And like you said, we interact with their kids. Like, they want to feel comfortable. Oh, I'm hitting my mic. They want to feel comfortable with us being around their space, you know? So I feel like creating that personal connection, they really got to see, and especially with our clients right now, they've waited for us for like a year. So they've seen a year's worth of content. They know us. They knew us before we got there.
Yeah.
So they made that decision, and now we're there, and they like really feel like they know us. You know, they bought us lunch today. Like, we're, just more in their lives now.
Yeah.
We're around. You should be comfortable.
Of the family.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I always think about that when you're like in people's houses. It's personal. You want to trust those people. You want to know that they can leave and still feel safe with their house. And I would never want someone like with that kind of sterile interaction, like being in my house or around my house when I wasn't there. But I think that most people trust us. They know us.
I think so. Yeah. That's because, like, there hasn't been any times, like, I don't think that they would, like, if we were actually, like, inside their home. Like, they come home from work and I'm, like, inside watching
that's true,
TV.
yeah. We are deck builders.
Yeah. I'm, like, on the computer. I'm
like that.
Hey, excuse me, I'm on a meeting. Step out. Don't do that. So,
but, like, I'm thinking about other trades. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
Like a plumber. You want to trust that person. You want to know that they're... And it's good, they're doing something. It's going to take all day. You feel like you need to run an errand. You're like, oh, I can't because this person's in my house and I can't leave my house.
Yeah.
You want to trust that person.
I totally agree. Trust is very important. You need to be able to trust the contractors that are going in and out of your house, around all of your precious belongings.
Maybe I'm just leery of people, but
it sounds
I'm always
you're a little scared. You're a little paranoid.
People a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, it sounds like
I don't trust strangers at all.
No, you shouldn't. Stranger danger. All right, so let's talk about some other ways that like are examples of differentiators.
Okay.
What do you can you name one? You want to start this off?
I feel like that's really broad. What do you mean?
Like, what are some things that could be different about your business that you could leverage to your clients? I got about 100 examples.
Are you talking about like you as a person though, or like business things? Like,
either or.
I always return your call within 12 hours.
Boom.
That's my thing.
There you go. That's something right there.
Yeah.
Great
All right,
example.
now you got one.
Great example. The one that was on my mind was something very similar to that. Okay, we are a drain cleaning service. We get to your house within 24 hours.
Okay.
12 would be a little aggressive, I think, to actually get there.
Well, what if you have an emergency?
Get there within 1 hour. We're already at your house.
If you say it's an emergency, we'll be there in an hour. If you say it's not an emergency,
24.
We'll get there in 24.
Yeah. I think really what we're trying to demonstrate here is it doesn't have to be something that is like above and beyond. I think a lot of people get trapped into the thought of like, I'm building regular type spaces. You know, the service we provide isn't glamorous. We're not building these beautiful backyards. We're not, you know, working in $1 million houses. So I don't have like that thing that has that glitz to it that I can really like market. But it can be like the most mundane things. Like, we are the person that always calls you back. Boom, right there. If you are in a certain trade, really, I think any trade, if you are the type of business that can accomplish that, like, we'd never be able to do that. We'd never get anything done. So we're very upfront that we're not going to call you back for a while at least.
Yeah.
So, but if you can, that is a huge thing, and it's something very simple, straightforward to get across.
Yeah.
It gets your point across. We are the company that calls you back within 12 hours, no matter what.
Oh, you know what I just thought about?
What?
If you're in like one of those kinds of services where it's more of like a, what do they call that? Like, not commodity based, but like
maintenance based?
Yeah, more maintenance based, I guess. If you're looking for a thing, go on Google, search up your peers, read their Google reviews, see what people are complaining about. Take that thing. That's your new thing. Oh, I can't get a guy to call me back. Your new thing is you're always calling people back. And then all your Google reviews will say, oh my gosh, this person called me back immediately. This was so helpful.
Yeah. Got another one.
What?
We'll leave your house cleaner than we got there when we got there.
That's actually a really good one.
That is. Thank
Pat,
you.
my husband, is a home renovator, and people always say that's what they always tell me, that they're like, oh my gosh, Pat left it so clean. And I was like, that's something I would have never thought about. But
yeah,
some people talk about that. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Does that carry over to his home life?
No, sure doesn't. But
typical.
But job site, he is clean.
That's something that I always hated about working with my dad. He did a lot of window jobs, and when I was like in high school, younger, like I would come in, you know, on the weekends or after school and help out, make a couple extra shekels, you know. And so I would be the guy that rips out the windows. Somebody else would come in, install the window, and then I would go back around and clean up after him.
Yeah.
And he was always so adamant about vacuum up everything around it. Like, don't just vacuum up the space right in front of the window where it's got, you know, little chunks of wood and it's got sawdust or whatever. You know, vacuum up all the way back to the door. And I'm like, but I didn't put this dog hair here. I don't want to do that. And he's like, doesn't matter. They're going to come in here and it's going to make our window look so much better when, you know, they're just kind of looking around and they don't necessarily even notice that you vacuumed the whole floor.
Yeah.
To all the way up to the door. But they walk in and they're like, I got a new window and it just feels better in here. So that was something that I hated doing, but was a really good, like, psychological warfare type of thing to your clients. No, it really was. Like, it made you feel like, wow, not only does this look so much better because we have a brand new window in here, but the room just feels cleaner.
Yeah.
You know?
That's a great tactic.
Yeah.
All right, what else you got? What other things are there?
That one's a hard one to
top?
Well, it's a hard one to top, and I feel like you'd really have to be you'd have to have a good strategy around that. If you were going to market around leaving the house cleaner than when you got there.
Yeah. I feel like that's just something you have to do.
That's just something
like
that
more
you
of
can
a word
maybe
of mouth
do.
thing.
Yeah, that could be a word of mouth thing. What else you got?
Oh gosh, I should have prepared for this better. I feel like it's so broad because there's all sorts of trades that
There's a lot of trades.
Like maybe if I got a good one. Okay,
go for it.
You're an electrician.
Me? No. I do backyards.
Oh, you're not?
No.
Oh gosh.
Okay. Yeah.
Worked under the skies this whole time.
Oh.
No, you're an electrician. And this is coming from knowledge that we just gained on this job because the homeowner was talking to the electrician about like outlet placement.
Right.
So maybe if you focus like on being like design minded when you're talking to your clients, you're like really helping them like map out where their stuff is going to go.
Yeah.
That could be something.
Yeah, I like that.
Maybe.
I like that.
I'm trying to think of new things that we haven't already talked about.
Yeah. Love that. All right, we don't have to have too many more examples. I think we've laid out enough examples that you can look within yourself and figure out what are those things that do make you different.
Yeah.
Because I think if you just go into it and you're like, okay, I'm just going to do my marketing like everybody else. And, I saw these ads over here. I saw this type of video get posted by somebody else that does something similar. But if your business doesn't align with how that content or marketing portrays you, then it's kind of futile.
Yeah.
So
yeah, making sure that your marketing is aligning with you. Because also, like we were talking about, like kind of gimmicky things. Something to think about. Sorry, you're pointing at me.
Yeah.
I forgot that.
Yeah.
These are kind of like gimmicky things to be like, oh, I'm the guy that calls you back in 12 hours, and that's my thing.
Yeah.
Like other things, like Pat and his clean thing. Like he didn't come up with that. That's just who he is and how he conducts himself at work, and then that's what people notice. So you can come up with gimmicky things, but also if you're a good worker, like those things will just naturally come to the top, and then you can kind of like listen to what people are saying, like, oh, okay, that is my thing, and like really drive that point home. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. And that's something like that's hard to like put a catchphrase around, like we'll leave your house cleaner than when we arrived.
Yeah.
But it is something that you could show in your content on your website. Like you can show how conscious of keeping a clean space. I think that's a great one right there.
Yeah.
And I think that actually opens up a bigger one than I even thought of. Like you could be the type of person or the type of contractor that really prioritizes job site safety and cleanliness. Like, doing, really sectioning off the space. If you're going to demo a kitchen, you have plastic walls up everywhere. You have HEPA filters. You have a super clean workspace, because a lot of people might be worried about, like, what about all this dust that's in the air affecting my kids, affecting me? Right. That can be something that really you could leverage a lot, and I think would speak to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Again, you really got to know your stuff. You got to really be a very particular type of person to deliver on that. But that's something that is simple enough that you could easily showcase. You could easily kind of walk people through what are those steps that you take to ensure the client's safety.
Yeah.
People are always worried about everything. So if you're like...
People do worry about their health, like, a lot for some reason.
Yeah, it's so annoying. Like, chill out.
I was just breathing in lime dust, like, yesterday, and we were fine.
Yeah, we should have been wearing a mask. Yeah, we should be wearing masks for that kind of stuff.
You should wear a mask if you're spreading Lyme.
It was only like 2 bags. So it's kind of like... Okay. It was right on that cusp of like, well, I got to walk all the way over the truck. And then I finally did walk over the truck. But then, like, the one mask I had was kind of ripped up. So...
Yeah.
We're going to get some masks. We're going to get some masks. We're okay now, but do as we say, not as we do. Okay. All right, well, do you think that that's kind of buttoned that up nicely, or what?
I think so, yeah.
You know?
I mean, yeah.
You got any closing thoughts on that topic?
Yeah. I feel like it's one of those things that, one of those areas that really blurs your professional and your personal life, because you can't be somebody you're not, and you can't conduct yourself in a way that's like a reach for you, and then that's your thing at work. So I feel like it's one of those self-reflecting moments. You need to realize things about yourself.
Yeah. And
like realize your strengths and then kind of go with it.
Yeah. Love that.
Yeah.
That was deep.
I don't know if it was, but what are your closing thoughts?
It wasn't that deep, but it was like, maybe scratching the surface. You got a little deep.
It's a little deep.
I think, I don't really have anything deep to end that, but you know what I do have?
What?
I got something else I wanted to touch on.
Okay.
Something I was reflecting on.
Yep.
Well, to tie that up. Look within inside yourself, I think. I think it's more of like a self-reflecting, because you can't like do something that's not you as a person. That's like a reach personally. So I think it's more of like a self-reflecting thing.
Yeah.
Kind of blurring the lines between, what else did you say?
Personal and professional?
Personal and professional, yeah. I was just saying exactly what you said. Did you pick up on that?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I was.
Okay.
Anyway, what she said.
A plagiarism situation.
Right in broad daylight. Okay, I have something else that I did want to touch on that I've been reflecting on a little bit, because I feel like in the past couple weeks, I mean, the job site is always fun and jovial, and we joke around and we have a good time. But I think especially like the last couple weeks, with all these changes that we've put into place, just little subtle things, I feel like we've got a really, really good. We've been more productive and having more fun.
Yeah.
So I think that's an interesting dichotomy for people to implement. Like, how do you build this culture of having a good time, enjoying yourself, but also have that productivity?
Yeah.
Have people like not slacking off, have people on their game, all that kind of stuff.
It's almost as if you remove the stress of the unknown. It makes people happier. I think there's something to that.
You're always stressing that, like I leave details out, like blah, 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 like come on.
No. Well, you do that. I'm not trying to say
you said do-do.
I'm not trying to say that you don't do that. You love to leave out something specific, so then people have to ask you questions. You are known to do that. However, I think that just having, when people love to have a plan. They love to know what's expected of them. They love to know that they're going to have the things that they need to do that task. So if you remove all those things, that wasn't a dig at you. I wasn't trying to dig at you. I'm just saying, if everything is humming, everything's organized, everything is well communicated, people can just do their thing and kind of enjoy themselves.
Yeah.
They don't have to have that mental space of like, oh gosh, am I going to mess this up because I don't know what I'm doing, or I don't have that thing that I need and I have to figure out some sort of solution.
Sean's going to yell at me.
He's going to
get so mad.
He never really yells, but I'm scared of him, just in case.
Just in case, because he looks like he could snap at any moment.
He could freak out real good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just feel like if you take that out, it just really,
That's true.
I feel like we're like a perfect example of that. Like this week has gone so well, and everybody has been in a great mood all week.
Yeah, that's true. I think it is partly I would give probably most of the credit to leadership.
Yourself.
No, I'm just kidding. I think
Sean, you're doing a great job.
Really?
You've done a great job all week. I've been meaning to tell you that.
I appreciate that.
You did a really good job.
Yeah, you haven't said that.
No,
lately,
I haven't.
So
I'm sorry.
I do appreciate
I'm really sorry about that.
I do appreciate that. Thank you.
You're doing a great job.
Thank you so much. I do appreciate that. That didn't seem forced at all.
No, it's not.
I think that it is directly related to the more direct delegation of job duties, like everyone having a more defined role. It's almost as if something like, if you take away the unknown, people can just be free to enjoy themselves. Did you say that? That sounded familiar.
No, I didn't say that. Okay. That was from your brain.
That was totally original thought. No, but yeah, I think that's probably the biggest thing that has, because we've always had fun on site.
Yeah.
We've always had fun
people.
At site.
We're so fun.
We are really fun people. But we've always had a lot of fun on site. And most of the time we're really productive. But sometimes it can get to that point where it's like there's too much joking around. Not enough work getting done. There's usually somebody that's mostly to blame for that. Some people get carried away with having too much fun. But I think that you're right. Like, we've clearly defined people's job responsibilities a little bit more recently, and it does, like, everyone just kind of knows what they need to do to get the job done, and it does, like, just kind of leave you free to do your thing and then just have a good time doing it, because everyone genuinely enjoys what they do.
Yeah.
So when you take away some of that stress of, like, just not being able to plan yourself for what's coming up next, and I think that delegation of duty has been really beneficial.
I agree.
Thank you.
You said that so eloquently.
Appreciate that. All right. You know what time it is.
Oh, if we're making jingles, we should probably make a secret question jingle as well.
Ba-doop, boop, ba-doop, boop. Secret question time. What do you got?
No, you go first. Yeah. I went first last time.
I went first all last year. Okay. Here is my question for you, Catherine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What is something about this job, whether it's your job particularly working for Premier Outdoor Living or something trade related, that is something that you really didn't think about as something that you would enjoy, but has been like a unanticipated bonus of either being in the trades or your specific role at Premier Outdoor Living, whatever that may be.
I mean, I want to say vengeance, I guess.
You didn't know how
I didn't know how vengeful I could be. No, I'm just kidding.
Did you like that question, by the way?
That's a great question.
You think so?
Yeah.
Because you know what I did?
You Googled it?
No. I didn't even have a question.
Uh-huh.
I just started talking. And that's where it took me. Not even kidding.
Amazing.
Yeah, I know.
There's some little nuggets of wisdom in there.
I know.
Good job.
I do that a lot. Like when I don't know what I'm saying, especially like if I'm, a lot of times on this podcast, I'll just start talking and then I'll kind of black out and then I'll come back to and find a way to button it up real nicely. So I was proud of that question that I completely made up.
I feel like that means that there's something in your brain that like, maybe you need to like trust your instincts more or something.
Wow.
Something always pops out. You're always good at talking.
Yeah. That's
something
true.
There.
Wow.
Okay, back to me.
Yeah,
what was the question?
The question was, what are some unexpected things about your position in the trades or / at Premier Outdoor Living that have been really cool and exciting for you?
That is really a great question. And I feel like when I started my job, there was so much unknown.
Yeah.
Because I kind of just...
It was almost like there was no planning behind your hiring process.
A little bit. So I wasn't kind of sure what to expect. And at first, I was in this role that was like more hands-off. Like I wasn't on site every day. It was kind of more... I don't want to say like an administrative role, but it was more of like handling like back-end things.
I can't even remember what you did when you weren't on site. Like... You were staying busy the whole time, right?
I was, yeah.
You promised?
Was busy. I was
you weren't
doing
milking
things.
the clock, were you?
I don't know. I don't remember.
I don't know how you could have possibly had that much to do when you were at home, but I'm sure you were really busy. I don't even remember. I can't imagine life without the van.
I know, right? I don't remember back then. But I was very hands off back then. I didn't really like my building knowledge wasn't there because I wasn't there every day seeing it, and like we would be talking about like content things and stuff, and I'd have to ask you a million questions and just for like specifics. Like I got the gist of things, but I'd have to ask you like specific things, and I just I wasn't confident in my knowledge of that kind of stuff. So I feel like now that I'm on site, I'm participating, I'm like a part of the team, I'm there every day. I guess I just wasn't expecting to like the trades so much. And I feel like if I could go back, I would have joined the trades when I was 18. Like I feel like I would have had a completely different life trajectory had I known how much I would have liked being in the trades.
Yeah, like drop out of middle school and just go straight into the workforce.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Love that. Love that. We need more children dropping out of school and going into the workforce, I think.
I think that's a great idea.
I think it's a great idea.
We should go to some middle schools and try to poach some kids.
Yeah. Just like take them...
Guys,
that sounds like we're starting to sound like kidnapping, but we're not going to do that.
We're not going to do that.
Trust
me.
Trust us. We're not going to do that. We're very trustworthy people. We wouldn't do that to children. Okay. So,
but
I
just feel like there's so much value in here, and I feel like, especially this day and age in the trades where it's so hard to find people.
Yeah.
The trades are going to skyrocket pretty soon. Like salaries and
everything's just looking up.
Everything is looking up.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just wasn't expecting, like now that I'm like building and part of it and like hardscaping, like I love hardscaping days. I am more than happy to help like lay pavers, and that's never where I thought my life would have been, but I love it.
Yeah.
And I constantly try to tell you to like, we need to get more into the hardscaping stuff because I love it so much. So
yeah,
that was pretty unexpected. I knew that I was going to like it.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that I was going to like love it.
Wow.
And now I like, even on my personal time, I'm like, I scroll. Sometimes I'll go on like your accounts to scroll because my accounts are like, it's like girl stuff. Your stuff is building stuff. So I'm like, okay, I want to look at what other people are doing. So, I just didn't think that I knew I was going to like it. Didn't know I was going to love it.
Wow.
So what about you?
Me? Unexpected thing about, I don't know. I mean, I've been in it a while. I wasn't anticipating answering this question that I made up on the spot. Something unintended about what we do. That's a really good question because I've been at it for quite a few years now. Like, what are some things that...
Maybe for you, it's more on like the business end or something?
What are some things about the business end that...
that you didn't expect to like?
You know what? I think what it is what we're doing right now.
A podcast?
Not exactly, but I think I felt like I was so unsure of myself when, like, in one sense, I was so confident in where I was going and following in my vision, but I was also like very unsure of myself. I didn't have anybody that like, I didn't know a lot of people that were like in my same situation that I could like, lean on for advice and all that kind of stuff. I felt like a lot of times I was in it very alone, and I was just like hoping that I was making the right decisions. And I would have never expected to be in a position where, we could do something like the podcast or do content online that might like inspire people in like a small way to like, hey, I see you and your videos and you're building this really cool stuff. And you're always talking about how you're just figuring it out and like you don't have to know everything to get started. I think that's something I would have never imagined that just 8 years later, I would be even in a tiny way, like helping people get that confidence in themselves to do what they want.
Yeah.
So
that's a great answer.
You think so?
That was really nice. Yeah.
I never really thought about that, but that is, it's cool. And I'm not trying to say like that happens all the time and that we're like super inspiring, but like, we might have like a very small part in, having somebody make that decision that, what, I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm going to do this thing that I've always wanted to do because Sean's an idiot and he figured it out. Just kidding. But believe in yourself, So I love that.
Yeah. Okay. So my secret question.
Okay, go for it.
So.
Yeah.
Nowadays.
Yeah.
Everything's on the internet.
Okay.
Everything you do, you put on the internet.
Yeah.
We put a lot of things on the internet.
Yeah.
All over the internet.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to last forever.
Oh, God.
It lives there forever.
Yeah.
Everything you put on the internet lives there forever. Guys, I don't know if everybody knows that, but it lives there forever.
Okay. Scaring me a little.
Yeah. Blackmail. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
50 years from now, all this content is still going to exist. What do you want that, like, let's say somebody discovers this 50 years from now. What do you want that, like, legacy to be? Like, what are you most proud of?
Like we talking like a Vincent Van Gogh situation?
Yeah.
Poor
Everything's
pauper
like
his whole life, and then like somebody sells an NFT of one of our first vlog for $6 quintillion.
Yeah.
6 billion years from now. Oh my God, that's crazy. Hold on, what was the question? What do I want the legacy to be?
Yeah.
I think like what I just said. I think whenever we talk about like the messaging that we want to ultimately get across with all of our content, now that it's gone a little bit beyond just doing the content to get leads, we've taken it like a little bit further than that. Now we're reaching a lot more people. And whenever we talk about that, I always talk about just in like helping people believe in themselves, like showing that, like when I started, I felt like everybody that was accomplishing things that I wanted to accomplish, I didn't see a lot of people that were putting it out in a way that showed they were unsure of themselves and they didn't know. And I'm sure some people were, but I wasn't following those people or I wasn't like seeing that stuff. So it's just I think I want my legacy to be, hey, we're all just figuring this out. Just believe in yourself. Don't try to emulate exactly what somebody else is doing and try to be them. Just be yourself and compare yourself and your performance to where you were yesterday, where you were a week ago, a year ago. And those are the things that are important. And I think that when you start evaluating it like that and you're just comparing yourself to what you've done in the past and your progress, it makes you immune to a lot of outside chatter. Like when people say negative things to you, as long as you can look within yourself and say, I know that I've grown personally from who I was before, you kind of like block out all of that chatter because deep down, my goal is to improve and to get a little bit better every day. And as long as you can tell yourself that you've done that, you won.
Yeah.
So...
Did I answer your question? Yeah.
Was it?
Yep.
Okay. Believe in yourself, everybody. If I can do it, anybody can do it.
Yeah.
Right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Sick.
I was going to say, since we have put so much content on there, I think that, with anybody's online presence, you look at their first post and their latest post, and you're going to see growth. But we have documented things so intensely that I feel like if someone watched the first vlog that you made and then watched this vlog that we're going to put out on Sunday, it's going to be like,
I can't wait.
Like, it's just such a stark transition, and like you have the ability to watch a business grow from start to finish. And I think that seeing the trajectory of just watching a business is probably pretty cool.
Huh. I'm going to do that.
You're going to watch the first vlog?
Yeah. I'm going to do it when the vlog drops on Sunday, because I feel like this one is particularly good.
Yep.
And that'll be really fun.
Yeah.
You know, because it's only been a few years, and because sometimes you can kind of feel like you're stagnant and you haven't grown that much when it's just incremental. It's a tiny bit at a time over a longer period. But then when you do something like that, like, all right, well, I'm going to watch this vlog, and then I'm going to go back and watch the first one that we did back in 2019, which is coming up on 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, I think March of 2019 was the first vlog. So, wow, to see how far we've come in 4 years, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
I love that. All right, so what do you want your legacy to be online? Just inspiring people to get more hobbies?
No, it was that.
It's in the handle.
Like, that was I wanted to, like, we have documented the trajectory of a business and what a business can do. Just one example of a business.
Just one.
But like so much, like, and 2019 seems like so far away, but it also feels like not that much time has passed. And I think that like the growth that we have experienced in those 4 years, I say we have only been here, not the whole 4 years, but you know what I mean?
I think like metaphorically, everyone was here in the beginning. We've all built this together.
Spiritually, yeah.
You didn't know it, but you worked here.
I was part of this team in 2019.
Yep, exactly.
But yeah, I think that's the legacy that we're leaving. And I think that it's kind of scary that everything that you do lasts online forever, but I also think it's pretty cool. It's like, it's cool to go look, that we have the ability to go look at 2019 Sean and see what he was up to and compare it to now.
I'd like to see that. Yeah.
So
I think that is like really interesting. I hadn't really thought about that exactly in that manner. That a lot of people always think that they're too late to get started. Like, oh, you know, everybody's doing social media. Like, I missed the boat on that. I wish I would have started 5 years ago. But like the sooner you start, like if you just start today, like imagine how far you can get in 4 years with whatever you're doing.
Yeah. Like, you're going to be here probably. So you might as well plan for that.
Do something. Yeah, exactly. Like, and it seems like a long time when we've done all this work. 4 years ago seems like an eternity ago, but really 4 years ago, like I could have just been like not doing anything, just coasting along, and I'd be in the same spot that I was 4 years ago, which, you know, there's nothing wrong with it, but we're all about growth, you know?
Yeah.
Growth and growing into...
Actually, now that I'm thinking about it.
Now that you're thinking about it,
if you go back and you do like a deep dive on yourself, maybe that's where you find like what your thing is. Like something you didn't even notice. If you're looking at your entire portfolio at once, you can kind of see your thing. Maybe your thing floats to the top and you realize what it is.
Yeah. That's true.
Something to think about.
Yeah. Wow. I think we should leave it on that note. That was so deep. That was profound. That was. All right. Well,
we're getting squirrely. All right.
Ready? Homework for everybody. Let us know, what is your differentiator? Give us some more examples of it, and we'll talk about it next week to give people some more inspiration to look within themselves and their business and figure out their differentiator, and then they can be on their journey to profound growth.
There you go.
Sweet. All right. Well, until next time, this has been the Hardworking Happy Hour.
See you next week.
Bye-bye.